The year is 1996. The Macarena is sweeping the nation. Mario is powering up on the newly released Nintendo 64. Will Smith is saving the planet from aliens for the very first time. And Congress passed and President Clinton signed a dramatic overhaul of the country's welfare system. They understood then, as we still do now, that work and marriage are the fastest and most effective means to cut poverty while promoting upward mobility and social success. The reform set a new goal of restoring marriage and for the first time created substantial work requirements in what was then the leading cash welfare program. These reforms were an immediate and dramatic policy success. Dependency declined for the first time in a half century. Employment rose substantially, particularly among single mothers who didn't graduate high school. The non-married teen pregnancy rate, which had been rising rapidly for 3 decades, suddenly began to fall sharply and steadily downward. The child poverty rate, which had been frozen for a quarter century, plummeted downward as well. Today, the poverty rate among single-parent families, the principal group affected by the reform, is roughly 60% lower than it was before reform. But rather than building on the successes of welfare reform, the Biden administration seeks to reverse it. While Clinton promised to end welfare as we know it, Biden promises to restore welfare as we knew it, reactivating the worst features of the failed welfare system that President Clinton promised to end. If Biden succeeds, the government will, for the first time in 25 years, resume giving cash grants to families who don't work a single minute in the entire year. It will also restore the policy of giving unconditional cash grants to young teens who become pregnant. The U.S. experience with unconditional cash aid is clear. Paying people not to work sharply reduces work. It leads to more families trapped outside the workforce, in the margins of society, with little prospect for upward mobility. And subsidizing non-working single parenthood undermines the chances that children will be raised by a married mother and father, which we know provides the best environment for children. When welfare is anti-work and anti-marriage, it inherently harms the very people it was supposed to help, especially children. So what do we do instead? We use the lessons of the 90s to further reform the current system. Welfare programs should require those who can work to work or prepare for work as a condition of getting aid. And the substantial welfare penalties against marriage should be removed. This is how we secure a bright future for all American families. And unlike Beanie Babies, that's an investment worth making. Thanks for watching the Heritage Foundation's YouTube channel. With more than 500,000 members, we are the nation's largest conservative research and education institution. We believe the principles and ideas of the American founding are worth conserving and renewing. Please help us further our mission by subscribing to this channel and sharing our videos with your family and friends.